welcome to Transformers Through the Ages, the online podcast where we talk about Transformers cartoons from the past and present. I am your host, the Friendly Android, and due to unfortunate technical difficulties, I am by myself today. But today, as I discussed last time, we are going to be talking about Transformers Cyberverse Episode 1, Fractured. This is a new series, the newest one they have out at the moment, and if you are interested in watching this episode or any of the other episodes in the series, you can watch it on the Hasbro official YouTube channel. So we start off this episode in a desert on Earth. Bumblebee's doing some crazy stunts to some tricked out music, and once again we see that he is having a good time with his anti-gravity powers. Bumblebee is magic again. He sees a caution sign that there is a cliff ahead, so he does what any sensible person would do in this situation and attempts to jump it. Classic B. It actually looks like he might make it, but he sees a giant face in the sky and it really freaks him out and he barely hangs on for his life. We realize later that this is Windblade, but for the moment it's just creepy. We then go to the theme song, which is a short, sweet, just ditty. There's no lyrics to this one, which I found a little disappointing. Peculiar Seeker actually pointed out to me that one of the reasons she prefers the original song is because it's catchy and easy to sing along to, and I can say that is the same for me. I like that a lot better, but this is a shorter show, shorter episodes. They're only 10 minutes long each, so a shorter theme song is to be expected. But it's really cool. The animation is fun, just basically silhouettes. It's a fun theme, but I definitely would prefer the other one that we are watching at the moment better. We'll see how the other shows hold up to these when we get to them. Let me know what your favorite Transformers theme is down in the comments. I would love to hear about it. After the theme song, we see Bumblebee falling, as we are to expect, and Windblade saves him from his fall. And they start talking. What's immediately noticeable is that Bumblebee's voice is not his actual voice. Again, it's him talking through the radio. I know that that's kind of annoying for some people, but I actually think it's kind of fun. It's a great comedic tool, and it lets us get some of the most quotable lines of the film. What am I saying? It's a television show. Episode. Good grief, man. Get it right. Anywho, apparently Ratchet has fixed it before, but it's broken again. I hope they touch on this again at some point, because that's kind of up in the air. What happened? How did it get broken again? Anyway, Windblade is talking to Bumblebee, and she's trying to locate the Allspark. And the Allspark, for those of you who don't know, which I'm guessing is not many, but it is basically the thing that creates all Transformer life. It gives them their sparks, their main power source. Windblade's trying to locate it before the Decepticons do. And we get this really cool Cybertron flashback scene of the Ark taking off. And we just basically see the door closes and it flies away. There are 3 Autobots a bit left back on there: Perceptor, Windblade, and a generic. And I'm just going to point this out there. I think this would have been really cool if they, instead of the generic, they had Elita 1, because it's kind of like her main plot point is that she was left behind on Cybertron. I think that would have been a cool way to include one of the funnest female characters in Transformers lore. I really like Elita 1, even though she is not in much. I just think that would have been cool. Maybe we will get to see her in the show, and I would absolutely love that. Also, Perceptor is here, and that's really awesome because we have not seen him in a long time, since Transformers Animated, I believe. Correct me if I am wrong, but I really love all of our scientist characters, so it's great to see Perceptor again. And then the next shot we get is Windblade running from some generic Seekers, what appear to be brown or orange. I can't really tell because of the lighting, but if you guys happen to know if these guys have names, let me know down below, because I'm all about background characters having personalities and backstories. Then we cut to the Decepticon War Room, where we see Megatron, Starscream, and newcomer Shadow Striker for this series. I can only guess that she's probably filling in for Shockwave, because as we see later, they are both working in the science-y division of sorts. They're working together, so spoilers. Sorry about that. I'm getting ahead of myself. The Decepticons send out a bunch of ships to look for the Allspark, and Windblade calls this an armada, but all I'm seeing are scout ships, so maybe the capital ships are just parked in orbit, or we have a very interesting way of showing power with thousands of scout ships, but okay. Optimus never sent word, and so Windblade was sent to look. Windblade asks B why didn't he send word, and Bumblebee gets to say one of the funniest lines in the show. He's a complicated guy. I don't know, this made me laugh immensely, and it's just one of those instances where I think the radio made it better than it would have been if it had just been his normal voice. So then, see the space bridge. Windblade used the space bridge to get to Earth. It was a one-way trip, but again, we get another Perceptor scene here, and it's great to see Percy. Yeah, I'm a fan. Okay, so all she was able to find on Earth were Decepticons until she found B just now. So that is the setup for the series. She asks B where the Autobots are, and he doesn't know. He instead asks her who she is. So something is definitely wrong with Bumblebee's memory. When she asks him if he's okay, he just starts doing donuts. And she comes to the realization that he's lost his memory. I think I would have realized that a little bit ago. Just he was acting very strange. Thundercracker is sneaking up, or trying to, behind them. Oh, you brought a friend? Is he staying for dinner? Another great B one-liner for the ages. A fight ensues, with Bumblebee narrating the entire thing with audio quotes that sounds like something between a southern accent and something else I can't quite identify. We see Windblade's sword, which is basically just like her sword from the newer RID show, Robots in Disguise. I believe that was her first television appearance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this one is her second. Thundercracker gets the upper hand, but then is stopped by Bumblebee. He then throws him out of the way and immediately stops attacking Windblade and goes after him instead. So TC gets Windblade's sword during this scene, and I just think it looked a little strange. His giant forearm holding this tiny little rapier. It just doesn't look like the type of weapon he would use to me. But just as he's about to strike, B stops him with his stinger, which is like a paralyzing beam that just freezes someone in place, but only temporarily. So he gets free, but then Windblade uses her wing turbine things to blow him over to the edge of the cliff and then knocks him back. This is Sparta style, and then catches her sword right out of the air. It was a great moment, and I just love the fight scene. It was mildly my second favorite part. Windblade and Bumblebee then fly or something out to find cover, because when usually there's one seeker, there's usually more. Particularly, they usually come in threes. As you will see, that is no different here. But for now, actually I think there were only two. We'll get back to that. We'll see if I was right or not. Do they come in threes always? And as they're going, Windblade educates B about Decepticons. Never trust a Decepticon because, well, they're deceptive. Truer words were never spoken. And they find some hard rocks, which apparently make for good cover. And Bumblebee wants to go down a mine shaft. This goes nowhere. I don't know why I brought it up. But Windblade is too concerned about his mental stability and health to let him go exploring. So Windblade explains that they're friends and introduces the cortical psychic patch, which is a sort of device that allows one person to enter the mind of another person and poke around in their memories. Also, what is that thing she holds up first? It's like a clampy claw thing. It's like, what was she planning to do with that? Like, what purpose does that serve? Was she going to rip his head off or something? She's going to go inside Bree's brain to see what's wrong with his memories. As I discussed earlier, that's the main function of the cortical psychic patch. In Transformers Prime, I believe, it was invented by Shockwave, so it'll be interesting to see whether that is true here as well, because that could open up some interesting plot points. Anyway, she goes inside his head, and there's a lot of blank memories, which kind of look like hexagons, so honeycomb, Bumblebee, honeycomb. Okay, that was a bad joke. But there are some that are very vibrant and full. One particularly is of Megatron's face, which is about all that Windblade notices while she's in there. There's also this one that kind of looks like it's the volcano, so that might be where the York crashed, because that's where it crashed in G1. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reading too much into that. But Windblade is overwhelmed by just the pure scrambledness of his brain, and just sends out this giant electric shockwave that just goes way out everywhere and deactivates their mental processors temporarily. And so the final scene is Bumblebee and Windblade are knocked out cold on the ground, and two Seekers, Thundercracker and another one, I believe it's Nova Storm, are flying over the cliff, closing in quickly. And that is where we end Fractured. So it was a great episode overall. We had a lot of fun dialogue. We had a great action sequence. We also had some pretty awesome exposition. I love Cybertron scenes. Any backstory I can get, I just devour this stuff. So I am hoping for more as we go. And I think there probably will be, as I've been looking at some of the episode titles. So this is going to be really fun. And so that will wrap things up today. I appreciate you all tuning in and listening to my thoughts on the episode. If you guys have any other opinions or ideas that you think would make the episode better, just let me know down in the comments, because I love to read about all this sort of thing. It's just what I live for. Yes! Also, Peculiar Seeker should be back for the next episode. We're having some unfortunate mic issues, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, also, sometime in the near future, I'll be releasing a little mini teaser for a fun shorts series I'm wanting to do over the summer, and I think you guys will all be enjoying that. So thank you so much for tuning in to Transformers Through the Ages. I have been the Friendly Android, and remember to build happy and stay superior.